everybody. This is Kristen, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Connect with KB. I'm so happy to have you tuning in with us as we talk about business and education and leadership and all the wonderful things that connect us to each other. This episode is brought to you by Marketing Resource Group, your full-service strategic communications firm, and the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan. For more information on MRG, you can check out their website at mrgmi.com. My guest today is the Director of Aerospace at Composites One, a leading North American composites distributor. They offer all of the necessary technical resources and products for the manufacture on a variety of composites for aerospace and aircraft components. Based in Illinois, Composites One has over 44 locations and is the largest distributor of composites materials in North America. Joining me today is Lisa Ewald, who's the Director of Aerospace. Lisa, thanks for joining me. Welcome to Connect with KB.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm really happy to be here.
Well, I tell you what, I want to start the podcast as I do with all of my segments, and I want to talk a little bit about the story. Can you tell me the Composites One story?
Sure. It's kind of fun.
All right.
Composites One started as a solvent distributor in Chicago in the 1940s. And in 1955, Owens Corning Fiberglass recognized Great Lakes Solvent as the very first fiberglass distributor. So in essence, Composites One was the first composites distributor in North America. And obviously, since 1955, we've added a lot more suppliers to our line card and become very singularly focused on composites manufacturers and giving them the support that they need. In 2017, Composites One made a very strategic decision to begin to pursue the aerospace market. We purchased a small composites distributor up in Canada by the name of B&B Solutions, and that was sort of, dipping our toe in the water with aerospace. And since 2017, we've added several very key aerospace material manufacturers to our product line card, becoming authorized distributors of 3M Aerospace, Toray Advanced Composites. Toray Advanced Hexcel has always been a distributor or a product of ours. And then most recently, we were recognized as one of two authorized distributors for Solvay structural materials. That would be prepregs and film adhesives. That's a big one, as they are a global leader in this space. And then in 2020, we actually acquired the Solvay Process Materials Division, which is a manufacturer of bagging materials and process consumables. So now we also have a manufacturing offering within our product line that Composites One owns. So we've come a long way, and certainly in the last several years made significant strides to really put forward a great value proposition for aerospace customers.
You bet. Well, I saw where Composites One is an AS9120 certified supplier. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Is it 9120?
Yes.
Yeah, it is? Okay. Yep. What does that mean, and how important is that certification in serving aerospace clients?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. We have 41 locations across the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, and 7 of those locations hold that AS9120 certification. The AS9120 certification is a standard that we're all measured against, and it really is the sort of get in the door requirement for any aerospace distributor or the AS9100 for manufacturers. It provides an avenue for appropriate and effective traceability on products. We really need to be able to show the product in everywhere it's been, all the way from the manufacturer of the product to the finished part. So that paperwork process is of utmost importance in aerospace. And a lot of times people have even said, in aerospace, you're not always selling the material, you're selling the paperwork. So that AS9120 certification is really important to ensure that our products are handled and managed with care. They're time and temperature sensitive materials that are also perishable. They have a shelf life. So we need to make sure that we're handling them correctly, storing them correctly, and then obviously tracking them out time and other sorts of requirements accurately so we can provide a complete, accurate cert package to the end user.
Go ahead.
Well, and then lastly, and probably the most important, is that it really makes the customer experience consistent and reliable. We want anybody who's calling Composites One for a product to receive the same great service and come to expect it every time they call.
Well, I was going to say, as you kind of talked about that and, the certification and the attention to detail, has the pandemic been difficult from a supply chain standpoint for you to continue your work and the success in moving parts?
It has been an unprecedented time.
You bet.
Absolutely. And, when I think about the biggest challenges for aerospace companies, especially coming out of the pandemic, it really comes down to getting materials in time to meet deadlines. And many of these materials are made overseas, which makes things even more complicated. And then a lot of these materials have long lead times, large minimum order quantities, all of which Composites One really is in position to help customers with. So as a stocking distributor with 7 freezer locations with the AS9120 certification, we're actually able to mitigate some of the pain that customers feel with these supply chain issues, right? If we're bringing in the minimum order quantity, we're sort of managing that long lead time and getting that material in stock so that they can, call us or place an order and we ship it right away. So, in reality, yes, is it a big burden for somebody whose, entire existence is based on supply chain and logistics? Absolutely. It's been a heck of a year. But for customers, it really opens the door for us to really show what our value is in being that cushion between the supplier and the end user.
Well, as you talk about that and you talk about the growth of Composites One, are you taking on employees of the businesses that you're acquiring, or are you hiring at this time? How is the attracting and retaining talent going for the business?
So it is, we, like a lot of folks out there, are growing faster than we can keep up with. So we have many job openings. We do retain all of the folks in these acquisitions as part of our Composites One family. We have a set of core values that we work from, and it really drives our culture. So a lot of our efforts in an acquisition really are to make sure that our acquirees are aligned with our core values. All of them really drive our business decisions, our conversations with customers, our interactions with each other within the organization. And, we keep, and people are happy to become a part of Composites One because of this sort of baseline understanding of how we do business and how we work together to, drive success and deliver value to our customers.
Well, your people must have to have extensive technical knowledge.
They do, actually. And what I'll say is there's a couple things that set Composites One apart in the aerospace industry. And part of it is the fact that we are specifically focused on composites. So there's other aerospace distributors out there, but they might also sell fasteners or wire harnesses or, things for machine shop. We are 100% focused on composites, which means we know how to care for these materials. We know what's required to store them and ship them and handle them and put the appropriate paperwork with them. In addition to that, we have a really strong technical support team that helps all of our regional salespeople with troubleshooting, with identifying new processes, suggesting new products, and really being the eyes and ears for our customers to the rest of the industry. So sharing market information is one of our key requirements as a distributor. Is we want to make sure that somebody in Saginaw, Michigan, is going to know what's going on in aerospace at large as we see it, being kind of in the center of the universe, knowing a lot of customers, knowing a lot of suppliers, and really having our finger on the pulse of supply chain issues and what's going on out there.
Well, it sounds like it goes right along with your core values as well.
It does. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we bring companies into Composites One or we hire based on core values. And, yes, there's technical acumen that is required in some of our customer-facing positions, but we have folks in IT that, live by those same core values, or customer service, or truck drivers. So, the expectation is that we're going to do everything we can to grow value and make sure that our customer is getting their money's worth every day.
Well, when you talk about Composites One and you talk about, living your core values, tell me a little bit about working with the Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan, and how has that benefited you, the company, Lisa, as director of Aerospace, but also an important tool to move the organization forward?
So I'm glad you asked me that question, because I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this association. And it all really comes down to, and I'm sorry to put it this way because it seems so simple, but aerospace is a small, click, and it comes down to networking. And the opportunities that you get through networking are always more legitimate and a faster track to a sale or business growth or business development than any kind of, email blast or anything, right? And so the idea that you have this wonderful organization that brings together aerospace manufacturers in Michigan and allows Composites One to come in and make those connections really is helpful for Composites One, because we understand what customers in Michigan are looking for, but also we're able to take what customers in Michigan are looking for and go and seek it, in the rest of the country, in maybe other aerospace hotbeds. And Composites One is not just in aerospace. We play in automotive, wind energy, marine, several different markets. So a lot of times we have contacts and, insight to people and opportunities that if you're in Michigan, you might not necessarily have, direct visibility to. So we love the fact that it gives us an opportunity to network with the folks in Michigan to help them out. And, at some point, the opportunity may be that we're helping somebody in another state with, folks in Michigan. So that networking, I think, is really the biggest part of what we see as our benefit coming from being a part of that association.
Well, I could not agree more. You know, Tony Bernacci and the team over there, and they have such an extensive network, and you're absolutely right. It is an opportunity for you to make connections and to collaborate and really to continue being a lifelong learner as well.
Absolutely. And, we do have a large technical team that helps as subject matter experts in the field, but everybody can always learn more. And what I like about the association in Michigan is it's not really composites focused. There's a lot more machining and sort of things that fall outside the composites realm, which makes the network even more intriguing because you never know when somebody is going to want to bring composites into their shop and start doing composites work. And then, we have the ability to bring in technical resources, do training, help with processes, connect people with equipment manufacturers, and things like that. So, I definitely agree that sharing that technical knowledge across all different facets of the aerospace industry is critical and beneficial.
Where do you see the company going over the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so we expect that our aerospace business is going to grow significantly, especially with the challenges with supply chain. And we're just really looking forward to expanding our relationships in aerospace and continuing to provide new and exciting value wherever we can.
Lisa, I so appreciated our time went by real quickly. I appreciate you coming on with me today.
Thanks so much, Kristen. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. I want to thank my guest, Lisa Ewald. She is the Director of Aerospace at Composites One. And today's episode sponsor, Marketing Resource Group and Aerospace Industry Association of Michigan. I also want to thank my supporting sponsors, Downing Industries, Governmental Consultant Services, AF Group, AT&T, the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, Mercantile Bank, and the Fraser Law Firm. You can listen to all of my podcasts at connectwithkb.com. Until we connect again, go live your best life. I'm your host, Kristen Belzer.